Okay, while sanding, I found another little loose spot here. You can see how nothing was attached here. This is the paper from the back of the sheetrock. This is where it all came off because that was wet. So I went ahead and removed that as well. But we're ready to start putting our mud on there now. And mud is nothing more than sheetrock compound, joint compound, whatever you want to call it. We're going to first cover all the joints. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're messing with sheetrock mud is you want to keep it clean. If you start getting too much even dust into it, it'll build together and create a big problem for you. Now you got a choice. You got paper tape, which I'm actually going to use in the corner, or you got the mesh tape, which on a small patch like this, I like to use the mesh tape rather than the paper on those type of joints. And anytime I'm doing a sheetrock repair that is a crack or something like that, the mesh does better simply because it has a little bit of give, but at the same time it has strength. This has a little adhesive. It says to put it over the joint first and then just cover it with mud. I find it works better to literally put the mud on there and sink this mesh into the sheetrock mud. Now I want to go ahead and smooth it out just a little bit. All I want to make sure on this first coat is I'm covering all the big stuff. The nice thing about the paper tape, it has a crease built into it for doing the corners, so it's easy to just fold it and you stick it up into the corner. Now you top coat it. You want to bed it in first with your sheetrock knife, and it's squeezing out the material from behind it and bedding it down tight. And at the same time you're doing that, you're also building your corner. Alright, so we're ready to put our second coat up here, but before we do, we left these big ridges. We want to knock those down, and so we're going to knock down our high spots and get it ready for the second coat. Now we're going to use a little bit different tools here on this second coat. I mentioned this corner tool the last time. So after we put our mud up there, we'll use this to fix up the corner. We're also going to use a wider knife in order to smooth out a wider area, which will eliminate a lot of these little ridges we had this time. Now let's get ready to take care of that corner piece. Now, you hear me say on the show all the time, tools make the job. Well, we could very easily, well, not so easily, do the tool with this 6-inch knife as far as making this corner, but it'll be so much easier with that corner bead tool. Now we literally just take this tool, make sure again that it's clean. That's it. It is that quick and simple. Okay, we're going to leave it that way. We'll let it dry, do a final skim coat over the top, and we're ready for texture.